Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, he's here. He's just fucking with me. Yeah, we're
You
killing
wish I
we're
was fucking
killing
with you.
things again, and
You're killing things. I didn't kill anything in my video.
we're going to Silver Ridges. I think. I think this is the right one. So
I'll take your word for it.
yeah, there's not awful lot of diversity, but there's turkeys here. I don't know whether there were turkeys in the last two. There might have been.
Oh, I can hear the sound.
Oh, that's refreshing.
It is, isn't
I
it?
can't understand why.
I don't know why either. But I can hear it this time.
Well, hey
Hopefully, it's not
ho.
too loud for your recording.
It's. I shouldn't think it is. It was on like 40, I think, last time, or 20.
Uh,
Let's go to bed. I always like to shut the door behind me. Now, this is the mechanic that charges you money to go to sleep, and the reason why it charges you money,
you told us last video is because some animals do certain things at certain times of the day.
yeah, there's
See, I do listen.
yeah, we've seen like watering holes before, haven't we? So if you were so inclined, you could just find a place fairly close and just fuck's sake, go to sleep, wake up, shoot some stuff, go to sleep, repeat. So this is actually a really good place to hunt. Uh,
Someone getting some.
or trying to.
Yeah. Do you want me to open with a topic whilst you're doing your thing?
Yeah, go on.
Uh,
Blah, blah.
did you hear about the launch that took place this week?
What, like a spaceship launch or
A
something?
spaceship that had launched with intent to land, do a soft landing on the moon.
All right. Did it? Where was that launched from?
Cape Canaveral.
All right.
Yeah, it's one of these commercial flights is meant to help out with NASA doing their stuff, and they were launching some other things. And it was all looking lovely, and then all of a sudden it wasn't looking lovely anymore. And apparently there is absolutely no chance of it making a soft landing on the moon.
Oh well, this stuff isn't easy, is it?
No, it's literally rocket science.
That always
Um,
reminds me of that Mitchell and Webb sketch, which we've talked about
well, it's
before.
hardly brain surgery, is it?
It's such a great punchline. You can see it coming from a miles off with it.
Mm.
It's not
But no, it's
exactly rocket science, is it?
but no, they launched it. There was a bit of controversy actually about it.
Hmm.
Do you? Why am I opening that one? Um, can you have a guess what the controversy was?
Was it named after a racist?
No.
Right.
Well, it might have been, but that's not what it says.
Let's
It
have
was
a
named
look.
after a fool of a talk
All right.
because it's called Peregrine.
All right. Is that why it was controversial?
No, absolutely not. The controversy is because there were cultural items on board as well as. Oh, hang on, what's happening? Oh, I was misreading the 5G symbol in the corner of my screen as being I was on 5G, but it wasn't. It's because I took a screenshot and I was on 5G at the time.
Mm.
Uh, they also have memorial capsules on, one of which contains the DNA of renowned British science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke.
Okay.
This has drawn the ire of the Navajo Nation, the North American indigenous people who regard the moon as sacred.
Well, when did that stop
So,
at American?
well, it didn't because it launched, right? But the thing is, right,
Yeah.
maybe there is something to whatever their religion is because it didn't get there, did it?
Mm. I mean, the more you learn about Rushmore, the more horrifying Mount Rushmore, the more horrifying it becomes.
Such an ugly thing as
Well,
well.
I mean, it's a sacred mountain to the native tribe of that area, and they've carved the faces of their leaders into it. It's like a fucking conquest thing. It's very grim.
Mm,
Oh fuck! It saw me. Hey ho! It was a bison. They're not easy animals to take out.
you'd only miss, or even worse, hit it and then lose its blood trail.
Hmm. They are slow as fuck though, bison.
Oh yeah, you can run almost run and catch up with them, can't you?
Yeah.
So it's not so bad. Um, there was. Have you heard about any big celebrity news this week?
Um, I have one thing that's celebrity news.
Go on. Then.
Sven Goran Eriksson.
Yes, former England football manager.
Yes, he's been diagnosed with terminal cancer. Poor guy.
Well, they say cancer affects 1 in 2 of us, don't they?
Yeah. Oh God, I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, yeah, I'm not looking forward to seeing you go through it either.
He's yeah. He says it's got a year thereabouts.
Enough time to win another league.
I mean, you know, he's had a. I mean, it's not a great job, is it, England manager?
Depends on the year. The women's managers had a few good years.
Yeah, that's true.
And the World Cup's coming up, or is it the Olympics that's coming up? It's the Olympics, isn't it?
Awesome.
Never mind.
Mule deer around here. Hey ho.
That wasn't the. I had seen that news, but it wasn't the celebrity news I had in mind.
It was on
Have you
my
got any
list.
more?
Hello. Who's this galloping chap?
David Soul. You know who David Soul is?
There's a bear down there. No, I don't.
David Soul was Hutch in Starsky and Hutch.
All right, is he dead?
He has died, yeah.
All right.
It's not his only role, but it's his best known role. He was 80 years old, apparently.
What's the one with Daisy Duke?
Don't know. Is that Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah.
Funny that.
I only know that because well, I didn't know it, but I only really know of it because I. Are you familiar with a show called Beauty and the Geek?
I am familiar with it.
Well, for those of you who don't know, the gist is it's an American show that I'm actually quite fond of.
I never watched it, by the way. I never did.
You get a bunch of nerds and a bunch of attractive women, and you stick them together, and you know, cash prize challenges. The nerds have to learn how to be more socially active. Beautiful women have to learn how to be cleverer. Yeah, but one of the contestants on one of the series was obsessed with Dukes of Hazzard. He was like the president of the Dukes of Hazzard fan club, I think.
Christ.
So yes. Oh
Yeah. Is that where the sort of tight jean short things?
yeah,
Is that where they get their name from?
yeah. Daisy Dukes. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Because they mentioned in
They weren't.
California Girls
You know, Katy Perry.
by Katy Perry, and also Puss in Boots by Wheeler Walker Jr.
They weren't jorts. That's an important distinction, I feel.
No, absolutely.
Daisy
They're
Duke
sort
did
of like
not wear jorts.
they're like booty shorts, really, aren't they? But
Yeah.
denim.
Mm.
So the kind of things that make your butt look tight,
Yeah.
which I think is part of the appeal for some people, if not all the appeal for some people. But no, like I say, I mentioned in those two songs. So yeah. And there's also a little bit more celebrity news. And it's more political, this one.
Oh yes. I don't know. David Van Day has a chest burster in him, and it must be
No.
removed. And he's launched some adverts on GB News begging for help.
This was very, very specific. Sadly, you got every single detail wrong.
Right.
And everyone who heard it is more stupid for having heard it. No, this is one of those news items that is sort of a non-existent news item. It's a thing that they think rather than a thing that is known.
Okay.
It is believed that Kim Jong Un is now 40 years old.
Happy birthday! Many happy returns. Many returns of the season. Whatever they
Who
call
do you think
it.
you are, Dennis Rodman?
Happy birthday, Big 4-0, Kim.
Potentially.
Allegedly.
His birthday is quite secretive. It seems.
It is your alleged birthday.
Not like his father and his grandfather, whose birthdays were celebrated.
The
by
state
the nation.
occasions.
Yeah, he's
Birthday of a great leader.
His birthday's a bit more secret. So yeah, that was the sort of thing that. What's going on here? What the fuck was that noise?
It's a pronghorn mating call.
Oh, that explains why I didn't recognise it. Yeah, he might be 40 now. So
God, they're all travelling.
yeah, hard to believe that he's only 10 years older than us.
That's bison.
Because you know we're turning 30.
Well, some of us sooner than others.
What? Like a day, you barely count, and you barely count. You don't even know how to write the number 40 the way you act.
Um.
How many bullets have you got, Ben?
1, 2, 3.
Surely that's 128 because you've got 5 in your rifle.
I
That's right.
know. Fucking hell.
Honestly, Ben.
Jesus.
It's a fucking good job you haven't got a gun in real life.
It is for you. I know somebody who'd
All
be losing a testicle. Again.
I've only got one to lose.
Where's me
No, I do
proghorn?
actually
There's me
have two.
proghorn.
I do have 2 testicles. It's just one so worthless, it might as well not exist.
I think I hit it.
I don't think you did.
I did fucking hit it.
I think you spooked it.
It
I don't
went
think you did
down.
It yelled timber?
I know it went down. I fucking saw it go down. Look at that. Does that look like I missed it?
Oh, you hit a vital organ, apparently.
Where's the blue?
Good.
Where's the blue?
Good luck finding it.
You're in such a foul mood.
No, I mean, historically, you've tried to hit these things and they've not really worked out for you, have they?
Well, historically, yeah.
So, excuse my pessimism, although the health is dropping
What's
dramatically quickly. What, don't check it. I want to take all guesses what you hear. It said vital organs. I'm going to say you hit the left lung.
Yeah, I reckon a lung is likely. Well done.
Left lung. Get fucking in. Considering the angle you were at, the left lung was the least likely of the 2.
There's a bear over there.
I think you might have killed a bear.
I think I did. I think
God,
I
I'll never let you invade nightclub ever again.
might have hit it in the head.
You may well have done. Oh, it looks so pitiful.
I know. I always feel bad when I kill bears. Sometimes I've killed someone there. Look at that face.
In the upper neck.
Alright.
Oh God, you paralysed it. Maybe it's still alive.
It's not even dead.
You got to finish it off.
I killed
Finish
one.
that bear off, Ben.
Like, you know how they sit, bears, with like their hands in
Yeah.
their lap. I killed one that was like that. That was its
Aw.
photo. I thought I might be a monster.
You are a monster.
They
I
are
hope they maul you in your sleep. I hope they
something.
break in and steal your honey pot.
Something. It's something that dangerous has no right being that adorable. You know,
No.
you shouldn't be cuddly if you're a mighty engine of destruction.
You see, that's why women fall for serial killers.
Well, because they're cute.
Sometimes they think they're cute. That's something else over there.
No, this is a So there are feeding zones over there with grass, but you get feeding zones with meat as well for the carnivores. So this is a bear feeding zone.
Yeah. That explains whether all that bear wanted was to eat something, and you gone and fucking killed it. Heartless bastard. Winnie the Pooh is going to hunt you down.
Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. I like Winnie the Pooh.
I'm indifferent.
He's a charming fellow with an eating disorder and no.
I know. I've never met the president of China.
You know that big sphere?
The one in Las Vegas.
Yeah. What do you know about it?
Right, I know that it was a major eyesore for the Formula One race that took place in Las Vegas.
Yes.
I know that there was a lot of memes taken on it. I know that they also lit it up for the certain colours when there was, say, a safety car or a yellow flag or whatever. And there was concern that if they did that, whilst there wasn't those sorts of circumstances, it would be a distraction to the drivers and potentially dangerous. So it's a very good job, but they didn't do anything serious with it. Also know it lost money. Also know that they were planning on making one in London, I think it was, and they have decided against it.
Yes, they have.
Was that your point that you wanted me to get to?
Not quite. I didn't hear that.
No, you missed it.
Yeah, I need to get into the habit of
Aiming.
being as cautious as possible when I shoot stuff. That's a trick, you see. You don't shoot unless you know you've got a clear shot.
You had a clear shot, you just weren't in the right line.
Yes, but I watched a video recently about it.
Mm.
It was by. I'm sure you haven't heard about this, but there was a guy. He went to every Margaritaville in America and Canada.
Okay.
Um, I like those videos, and he did one where he went to the Sphere, and they put a lot of ads on it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Unsurprisingly, um,
Gotta pay for it somehow.
he went in to see a film, which he thought was very impressive, and a concert, which he thought a U2 concert, which he thought was less impressive because they didn't always utilize the Sphere. But he was very impressed with what he saw on the
Mm.
inside. There's got like a lobby, and there's like robots, AI robots. You talk to them, and they generate a sentence
Berate
back
you.
to you. And lots of elderly people were like making videos of the robots saying "Go to bed, kids." Um, you know, which isn't terrifying. But yes, there were plans for one in London, and it fell through because it would
Good.
be a massive eyesore. But also financially, I'm not sure it's entirely viable.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, most of the money comes from ad space.
To be fair, if
Um,
there's anything that I've learned from Star Wars, it's that if you build the second one, it is both it's completed to requirement quicker
mm,
uh, at a fraction of the cost with a reduction of labour, and it's also more prone to blowing up spectacularly.
mm. Yeah, and you might kill Palpatine for a
Yeah, I
bit.
mean, who's hoping?
Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
That's a point, and I know we've you probably don't want to have a Star Wars conversation, but there was a very interesting story in that audiobook from the bloke who was put in charge of rebuilding the Death Star.
Yeah,
You know, the bloke who's like, "Well, we shall redouble our efforts," and all that. And about how he personally oversaw the design change that meant there was no single thermal exhaust port they could fire a missile into, and instead it basically breathed now instead,
right,
like capillary air vent systems,
right.
which was part of why it wasn't built as quick as they wanted it to be. But also, Ron, him being the guy who realised that the Emperor didn't want it to be properly fully built. He just wanted the laser built because that's part of the trap.
Mm. That it looks like it's not this fully operational battle
Yeah,
station.
yeah, they didn't want it to look fully operational, but no one was telling him that because they were giving him shit for having not finished it because that's how it needed to look, right? Like they were trying to
Mm.
rush it through and all that kind of crap.
Mm.
So yeah, it was quite a good story. I quite enjoyed it, and he still worked with paper. He had paper design plans that he was
My
looking at. It was one of
goodness,
those. It's one of those. They don't call it
that looks far
paper.
closer. That one
I
looks
think they
far
call it.
closer.
I think they called it flimsy plast or something.
Oh Jesus,
But
fucking
it's
wet.
paper. It's basically paper.
I'm just Emperor Palpatine Surgical Reconstruction Center. That's all I hear.
But this is the same. This is the same bloke who they've taken clips from Star Wars and they've put it to True by Spandau Ballet.
Right?
Have you seen that clip?
No.
It suggests a romance between him and Darth Vader because of the little gulp he does when he sees Darth Vader walking down the little ramp of his Lambda class shuttle, and it's like
Right.
just silly little things like that.
Right.
So yeah,
Amusing.
yeah, it's meant to be.
Um.
But no, I thought that was a good story.
In domestic abuse news.
Oh God,
Um.
you're not beating her again, are you?
No, I don't have a lady in my life.
Look, be a lady.
Thank you. That makes me feel better. Um.
No, it doesn't.
Charlie Hanson. You know who that is?
Is he a member of the Hanson band?
He's an antiques dealer and auctioneer.
Okay.
He pops up fairly frequently on shows like Bargain Hunt and Antiques Road Trip. Incidentally, what do you
Okay.
think of Antiques Road Trip?
I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Well, I sort of like how recently,
Either it or Road Show.
within like the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years, something like that, antiques experts have sort of become a genre in of themselves. You know, it's sort of like fighting game characters, I've always thought.
Oh, really?
You know, you've got there's a lot of recognisable ones that pop up on a fair few shows. There's probably a tier list of them somewhere. But yes, Charlie Hansen was famous for that. He's sort of a nerdy looking chap, skinny with glasses and that sort of thing. But he was in court for domestic abuse and coercive control, which are not particularly pleasant things to have done. Allegedly, we're still waiting for the court case. But I thought it was noteworthy because he doesn't look the sort, and it just goes to show you should never judge people like that. Anybody
Well,
can be abusive.
yeah, I mean, you abused me.
Yeah,
I think I recognise him.
you wish.
No, I don't wish I recognised him, but fair enough. If that's what you think of me. It's funny you mention antique shows and fighting characters in particular, because can you guess what comes back this weekend?
Give me
Or
a
not?
clue.
Well, fighting show, technically.
Oh, Gladiators.
Gladiators comes back.
I vaguely remember seeing or being in the same room as an episode of Gladiators as a child. That's about
Really?
as close as I ever got to that show.
I never really watched it either, but I do know that one of the women that was in it
Jet.
did a thing. I don't know which one specifically, but whichever woman it is that did it, that she was also a character called the Games Mistress, and it was a surprisingly provocatively dressed games advice thing that you'd submit a video into or pop a question into, and then they'd answer your thing, like how to do a particular thing in a video game.
Yeah. I
It
remember
may
that.
well have been Jet, but I can't remember who it was.
I think Patrick Moore did a show like that, didn't he?
Don't know. But no, like I say, she was overly provocatively dressed for a show that was primarily aimed at, well, I suppose horny teenagers, so probably makes sense actually.
Yeah. Where's me blood?
It wasn't. It was much further away when you shot it.
There's me blood. There's me animal.
Vital organ. All right. Which organ are we saying you?
I reckon. I don't think I got the heart. I think I got the left lung again.
Stomach.
Yeah. I got both lungs.
Both lungs.
Look at that.
Oh,
The
almost.
heart. You kind of see it. That little orb thing in between the lungs.
Yeah.
I just missed it.
Where most hearts are.
Yeah.
What's your stance on what's the word? People of the physical proportions of people like the gladiators. Beefy people.
A stance on them. I think it's impressive.
Fair enough. That answers the question.
Yeah, I think it takes an awful lot of dedication and/or steroids to look like that.
Mm.
And I think it is impressive.
I was reading about the return of a show earlier today, and they were talking about how back then,
Wolf.
like bodybuilding.
He was one of them, wasn't he? Wolf.
Like they couldn't really like run for a bus or something. They just it was more for appearance sake. So it was all about. And when Jet went on like audition, she was auditioning to be a contestant, or she thought, rather than to be one of the gladiators. So it was all a bit of a shock for her. She was expecting to get roughed up, I think was the wording.
Oh.
It's unclear as to whether she was pleased or disappointed by the result. Although she did injure herself, didn't she?
Yes, I think I've seen that clip on one of those when TV goes wrong.
Well, it wasn't a televised event, apparently.
Oh, right, okay.
But she apparently nearly broke her neck.
Yeah, I'm sure there was
like
someone who was
really
injured on Gladiators.
I wouldn't be surprised. But no, there's not many TV shows where I feel interested in watching it. And I kind of think I want to watch this one. It's like a throwback to
happier
simpler
times.
times. Things were simpler in the 90s, weren't they?
People will be saying that about the 2020s.
Well, I don't know. We have had COVID.
Thank God. Yeah, but they'll romanticize that. I mean, for fuck's sake, we romanticized World War II.
Actually, you know what? I saw a thing on TikTok earlier, and it was someone saying, "Do you reckon in when we're old, people will ask us about COVID in the same way that we ask people about 9/11. And
Maybe.
it's like, hang on a minute. They think that people who witnessed 9/11 are old.
Mm.
It's like, they think we're old, Ben.
Oh, some of them have seen me. It seems. It's all right. There's a whole herd. This place is ripe with stuff, and it's great because you've got the big plains, and it's not too difficult to see. I wonder if I can brain a bison.
Believe it. Do you ever think about your funeral?
We've done this.
Not recently.
Yes, we did. I think we did it last week.
We didn't do it last week.
Yes, I do think about my funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me
You ever,
sad. I've got a lovely spread.
I was having a little talk earlier. My son had a song stuck in his head,
Right.
and it's a song that I mentioned last time we heard it that it's a song that I want at my funeral,
Right.
and that's how he told me what song it was. He was like, "Oh, it's the song that you said you want at your funeral." I was
We
like,
are
"Yeah,
the
yeah,
cheeky girls. We are the
yeah, but only if I can turn up and twerk on my
You
coffin."
are just a funeral version of that. We are the cheeky girls.
We are the morning girls.
Hmm.
It's so sad that he's gone. No, I know. It's Thank You for the Music by ABBA.
Yeah, but that's a popular one.
I wouldn't think it's that popular. Well, you've definitely hit
Come
it.
on, you fucker, let's go.
Oh, it's charging at you, man.
Yeah.
Reload, reload,
I've
reload.
got you. Well, I don't think the integrity of that body's gonna hold up. I fucking emptied 2 clips, well, one of the big clips into it. Look at that.
I mean, you hit the lung.
Yeah, I mean that.
Where do the rest of your hits go? Lung,
Exactly
vertebrae,
the same thing.
skull,
Thoracic, which
skull.
is another fairly good one. Oh, there was a flesh shot, flesh shot.
Oh, the last one
Yeah.
is a brain shot.
Yeah, so I
Bottom one.
did get it in the brain. It does help, I have to say, if they're running at you.
Yeah, because they're aiming. Like most of what you can see is their head, isn't
It
it?
does make it somewhat easier. Um,
Uh, this conversation about the song
yeah,
um ended up going. I mentioned my nan's funeral. That was about 10 years ago.
yeah. What does she have?
I can't remember very much of the songs, but one of the
Mm,
songs that they did have was "Seasons in the Sun."
right.
And they played the Terry Jacks version, but she didn't want the Terry. Well, the people who organised it didn't want the Terry Jacks version. They wanted the Westlife version, and
Oh,
I remember it causing a
fuck's
bit of an uproar.
Was
She was quite a Westlife fan, so
she was quite a Westlife fan, or she wasn't a Westlife fan?
she was. She was. She went and saw them up
Ah, right.
Northwood.
Well, my English granddad had Oh Danny Boy, which is nice.
Okay.
My Irish granddad had Nearer My God to Thee,
Okay.
which is two very solid choices. It's a nice hymn, Nearer My God to Thee, but I know what I want.
Go on.
Well, I know elements of it. I don't want to go too cliche. I'm actually going to have some music from EastEnders, believe it or not.
Anyone can fall in love.
Yes.
Anyone but Ben.
That's so mean.
I know. I'm sorry, but you won't know because you'll be dead.
I
You'll be dead, Ben,
don't
and
whisper
there's
that.
nothing you can do about it.
Stop it! You're making my. I don't know. You're doing stuff to me when you do that. I don't like it.
All I need, Ben, is a pillow, and I
Please.
could end it all.
Ugh,
Good or bad?
I don't know. Bad, but a little good at the same time. It's very. It's sort of worse than if it was all bad. In a way. Yes. Well,
You're listening
there's
to the
a
Late Hour.
there's a piece of music. It's called Julia's theme.
Okay.
And it's a sort of slowed down, and it's a nicer version of the EastEnders theme, a more instrumental and flourishy version of the EastEnders theme.
Oh, is it like there's one when they play when someone's leaving in a
Yeah,
taxi?
significant moments.
Okay.
You know, if there's a death or a funeral or something, and
One of those where they do the sort of montagey panning shots of someone's home as when they've moved out.
yeah, that sort of thing, and you know, their relatives are crying and whatever. And incidentally, the first one of those was used for a very different occasion. It was Ian Beale crying to his nan because his dad didn't understand why he wanted to be a chef.
Okay.
But yes,
Oh, how times have changed.
it's a lovely piece of music, and
It's got nothing left.
it always reminds me of Frank Butcher's funeral,
Does it?
which never fails to make me just a little bit emotional because I'm sad.
You are a bit.
Mm. But
No,
yes, I'd
I
like
guess
that as my coffin goes into the not the furnace,
as it gets lowered into
the fire
grave, or
pit, the where
yeah,
I'm getting cremated.
yeah.
I'd like that.
Well, I think it was quite important for me and you to have these conversations because I should think that we'll probably, be at the funeral,
Well,
and
probably.
I'd like to be able to say this isn't what he wanted.
Mm. Well,
I object.
top tip. I think I've heard this mentioned somewhere before, but you should have like a letter of documents with just things you want
Yeah.
for your funeral and
About 12 years ago, I started working on one,
yeah, I
and then
need.
I got told to stop because it seemed like I was trying to kill myself.
Yes, I was trying to kill myself when I when I started writing
I
one,
wasn't. I was happy. I was having a whale of a time.
but it's a sensible decision to have something like that because if you have a heart attack or fall and break your neck, you know, you may not otherwise have planned it, but you've got stuff on your body that says he wanted, you know, I don't know, the eBay song by Weird Al at his funeral.
He thought it was funny.
Yes, he wrote that
I'd rather
seven
have an. I'd
seven
rather have
years
another one
ago,
that.
and he forgot to change it.
I'd rather have another one rides the bus if I was going to have a Weird Al song. But okay,
Mm.
if I was going to have a Weird Al song, I probably wouldn't have a
Mm.
Weird Al song.
But I do know what I want. Well, if I live to a, well, if I die of,
Julia's theme, you said.
yes,
Okay, I'll make a note of it, mental note of it, so I can tell your mother when she gets it wrong.
if I die of natural causes, if I have the luxury of knowing, like, oh, I'm 77 and I've got terminal cancer, and you've probably got like a year.
You've gone all Sven Goran Eriksson.
Yeah, I want a I'm
Too
gonna
soon?
I'm gonna record a well, I'm gonna do a recording of me sort of leading my own funeral.
Yeah, I've considered the possibility of doing
I
something
think
like
it's a
that
good
as well,
idea.
but
Don't fucking rip me off because you're gonna die
it's not.
first, aren't you, you chummy
You're not the
kid?
first person to have done it.
Well, I don't think, in fairness, I don't think there'll be much crossover at our funerals. I think you'll
It
probably
was
be
it was an IT crowd for crying out loud.
you'll be the only person at both. You know what I mean?
I should think so.
On the guest list, on the tentative guest list for
Well, I
both.
mean, I'll probably have a +1.
All right. I mean, I could do with bumping the numbers up.
Oh, you're welcome. As long as I get to go to the wake.
What food are you having?
Well, at my funeral.
Yeah, have you given any
Nothing. You
thought?
don't have You don't have food at a funeral. You have it at the wake.
All right, fuck me.
I'd rather not. You'd be
what?
dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I wish I fucking was. What food are you having at the wake?
I don't know because I'm not planning it.
That's a bit short-sighted, isn't it? What
I've
if they
got plenty
serve
of time.
something you don't like?
What at my wake?
Yeah,
Well, I won't have to eat it, will I?
but it's a summation
Well,
of you as a person, isn't it? You
is
know?
it?
Yeah. It's your fucking
No,
funeral. This is the most important day of your life
I don't know.
or
I was
death.
born.
What?
I was born, wasn't I? That's more important than my death.
All right. It's the most important event of your life over which you have significant control.
I don't know. I could always kill myself still.
Okay. Fucking hell.
Look, I'm not going to give a shit what happens at the wake. All I care about is that they play that song, maybe a few other songs, and that no one gets too shitty with each other. Unless I get murdered and my murderer turns up.
What if we don't know who your murderer is?
Well, then,
We could turn it into a game.
well, if we're in that circumstance, I want one of two things to happen: either an elaborate version of the movie Clue,
Hmm.
or better, Weekend at Bernie's.
Or Murder on the Orient Express and we all did it.
No, an Inspector Calls. Well, someone thought it was funny.
That turkey's going to get shot for it. Come here, you turkey fuck. There he is, there he is, there he is, or she is. You see her? You see her?
No, I
Moving.
don't. Get your
Moving.
fucking rifle out.
You see her? You see her?
I do now, yeah.
I got her. Come here, you
Clever
feathery.
girl.
65 million years ago, she would have fucked me right up.
And you'd have liked it.
Nowadays.
Did you hear about the Friends scripts that are being auctioned?
I heard something was found in a bin, which is where
Yeah,
a French script belongs, if you ask me.
they were found in a bin, and it's not just any French scripts. It's the two French scripts from the time when they did them in London. Remember they did the 2 episodes in London.
Yes, where
Richard Branson sold him a hat.
Mike marries Emily, and he says Claire's name or whatever the fuck she was, Rachel. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I Ross take v Rachel,
I've
or
got
whatever
her.
it was. And Phoebe's pregnant, I think, at the time.
I haven't got her.
No, because she's gone. She's been warned. Yeah, they were found in a bin, apparently, and they're going for auction. They reckon they'll sell for £600 to £800.
Oh, that's not too much, is it?
No, I thought it was a bit low considering it's considering what it is. I thought it would go for more because it's something that should have been destroyed. Really, I reckon. Not obviously. I know you think they should have been destroyed, but
they should all be destroyed.
The process of avoiding spoilers means they should have been destroyed.
I mean, that's a significant spoilerific episode, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, lovely shot.
Right or left, long?
Right.
No, left. Have you been watching anything lately?
I've been catching up on Taskmaster. I've watched the Julian Eclair series. I'm now watching the Jenny Eclair series, which isn't nearly as strong. I don't think it's a particularly strong setup. I like Mae Martin; they're good.
Yeah.
And I
So
like.
you've gone back a season.
Yeah, I like Frankie
Okay.
Boyle too. Obviously.
And KO?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, see, this place is a fucking. Look at all those fucking bison. You can't fucking move for bison.
See if you can get another bison and right in the brain.
No, turkey's easier.
What, than killing a bison by shooting a bullet in its head?
Yeah, but you got to get it in the head, ain't you?
I mean, piss it off a little bit.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go back and watch. I mean, I watched like the first few episodes of the Dara O'Brien series. Obviously, I know who wins because I've seen it in the tournament thing.
Yeah. But I started watching Stranger Things again.
All right.
Because I watched the first 3 seasons, and when season 4 came out after a long break, and I just didn't get around to watching it. Been a few years, and I quite enjoyed the first few. I especially liked the second series.
Nice.
Had Sean Astin in it.
Oh yeah.
As Bob.
His dad
Bob
was
deserved
Gomez.
better.
Well, one of them was Gomez.
His dad. Bob deserved better in Stranger Things. I really felt for Bob. And actually, there are 3 characters who I really like in it, and they're all sort of minor characters for a lot of it, which is quite strange because you'd think it'd be like the main guys, right?
Oh, I don't know.
But
I've heard of Stranger Things.
I like Bob, and he's a main character's temporary partner because he dies. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that
and
was
it's
a
quite
good
sad.
joke, by the way. I just want to touch on that.
What joke?
I've heard of Stranger Things. You said that was quite strange. I said, oh, I don't know. I've heard of Stranger Things.
Okay.
Which is also the name of the show.
It went over my head at the time.
How tall are you?
5'11" 3/4.
I always tell insecurity when someone adds a fraction to their height.
Well, it bugs me that I'm so close to 6 foot and not.
Oh, call it 6 foot. Nobody's gonna measure you.
It's not.
Well, no,
true.
Obviously.
It's not true, is it?
So fucking what? I'm 6'2".
No,
Probably taller, really.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I am being entirely. I could pass myself off at 6 foot and no one would know. I'm aware of that, but I would feel dishonest. I have nothing if not my integrity, which means I have nothing. But no, and then there's a bloke in it
The
who's a bit of a
goddamn
dickhead.
turkey shoot. I haven't got any ammo, right?
There's a bloke in it who's a dickhead in season 1, and then
Yeah.
he sort of redeems from season 2 onwards. And I really like his hair. I wish I had his hair. Not like his specific hair, but I wish I could have that hairstyle and make it work. But I
It's
just
the
didn't
Boo
work.
font.
It might be. His name's Steve Harrington,
Right.
and it's good hair as far as I'm concerned.
I'm running up that
And then
hill.
one of the main characters is Dad, who's like an old, comes from a well-off family, kind of. That's a
Old
good shot. That
money.
was old money, good family, decent job, well paid, but a bit older than his wife.
Yeah.
He's there's a point in the 3rd season when she tries to cheat on him with a younger bloke,
Yeah.
and like I really felt bad for the guy because he's a dad throughout all of it. It's like he's just like
Oh, fucking hell, I got
typical
3.
dad.
Look at that.
That
That was
was
a
a good
shit.
shot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only a flesh shot as well. I'm
Well, I
impressed.
mean, there's not an awful lot of strength to a turkey.
Took its legs out.
Hmm.
But no, I really felt for bloke, and there's some moments where he just seems like this really decent dad.
Mm.
And then like this first season, they're having a little argument at the dinner table, and one of the kids swears, and his contribution to the conversation is language.
Mm.
And then there's an argument going on between the mum and the kids,
Language
and
tourism.
everyone storms off, and she gets pissy with him, and he's like, "Well, what did I do?"
Mm. Mm.
And it's just silly little things like that.
What's it about?
Well, what happens, right, is in 80s, in 83 in particular,
Yeah.
in this little town in America, kid goes missing.
Oh no.
Kid goes missing because on his way home from a D&D session with his mates,
Pennywise.
a weird alternate dimension creature grabs him,
Right.
and the season is trying to find him.
Right.
The second season, they found him, but some other creature came back with him. And in the
Right.
3rd season, this other creature came back with him. He's still lurking about, and shit's going crazy. And Russians are involved because, of course.
Yeah.
And I don't know about season 4 because I've not seen it.
Well. Okay.
But it's set in the 80s, and I've always felt more strongly about 80s music than I have any other music, and I feel like I wish I'd
You
witnessed
grew
the
up in the
80s.
2000s when the nostalgia boom for the 80s.
I mean,
Well,
I did experience the 90s.
I suppose it's 30 years, isn't it? They're all in nostalgia. That's why we're getting, because, we're our generation, the people that grew up in the 90s are now in their 30s or hitting their 30s, and suddenly they're adults and they're looking back to simpler times when they were younger. And, Britpop
I genuinely
and
think 80s music is better.
cool Britannia and
Again, that's all 90s.
what?
That's all 90s. That doesn't explain why I would like the 80s.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't an attempt to. I was just explaining that
Oh, okay.
that's why people are getting interested in the 90s now.
Mm-hmm.
30 years or when Stranger Things was really hitting it big, it was the previous decade, wasn't it? Came out like 2018, something like that.
2017 was the first one.
Well, there you go. The 80s and Ghostbusters, the movie came back, and all sorts of stuff like that.
No, Ghostbusters came back in
Ghostbusters.
much later than that.
Oh, yeah.
I listened to the audiobook for that. 1 and 2. Having never seen all the film.
Your sound
bits of
is
it.
a bit funny. I don't know what you've done. Have you done anything at all?
I haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's you. It's at your end because you've been funky as well. Have you left a tap on?
What?
Said, have you left the tap on?
Why?
Because it sounded like a tap noise.
No, it was a turkey.
You're a turkey.
How many topics you got left? Because I got one.
None.
Okay. You about this Strictly Come Dancing business?
I'm aware of it.
Well, one of the experts, one of the professionals, called Giovanni Pernia or Pernier or something.
Oh,
He was Amanda Abingdon's partner, and she seems to be. There are rumours that he's a bit abusive, a bit intense, too intense with his tutelage, and a number of his partners have come forward to suggest that things were difficult. Amanda Abingdon, famous for being married to Martin Freeman and being on Sherlock, he has requested the tapes of their practicing sessions from the BBC.
cool.
Now, one of his defenders is the lovely Debbie McGee, who's
Okay.
really come into her own since her husband's died. I always say that when I mention Debbie McGee, because it's true, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know whether that was a
I
good
don't know
shot.
enough about her really to.
But yeah, she posted something on her Instagram being like, "Oh, I miss you" or something. I was, thinking of you or
I
something
mean,
like that.
don't get me wrong. I like her. Not a lot, but I like her.
Ah, fuck a duck. I don't want to fuck a duck. Hey, goodbye.
Honestly, that's such an overplayed joke at this point. Why would I do it again? Do you think so little of me?
I've lost a. Fuck it. I don't care.
Comedy only
Right.
works if you push it just to the limit and then you stop, and then you wait until everyone's forgot about it, and then you bring it back again.
Right. Fuck it. I can't be fucking asked to track this thing. It's not gonna. The bleed rate is very low. I'm not.
You're not gonna get it.
I
Not unless
might.
you randomly stumble across it.
I might.
I doubt it very much. I started playing Cyberpunk again as well because I needed something just to.
What about your genitals?
What
Is
about my
that
genitals?
is that a thing you can do in Cyberpunk?
It is. You can make them big or small, or male or female.
That's handy.
That's about it. You
Right.
can't like change it in between. Well, I think you can change it in between, but like when you set up your character, you could be a woman with a massive dick if you want.
Can you change the colour?
I mean, you can change your skin color.
See.
See, I was going to ask you something, but I know A, you won't answer, and B, you wouldn't want to answer even if you did.
Go on, ask.
No, because you're not going to want to answer. You're going to be
Oh,
disappointed with me.
just ask, because I can't wait.
No,
I promise I will answer.
no, you don't.
Oh, fine. Fuck you then.
Okay, here's the question.
Mm.
When we're talking about penises,
Oh, Christ.
oh, hang on, I warned you, and you were like, "Oh, you're freaking
I'm
doing."
going to have to track that blood trail.
Is yours
Oh, no.
a noticeably darker skin tone than the rest of your body?
I'm not answering that.
Oh, no, I'll answer. I promise I'll answer.
I just don't. I don't like not knowing things. I don't. I really don't want to get into this conversation.
Well, it's not because like apparently it's normal.
Where are you, Turkey? There I are. Oh, it's not
Like
so
I
far
googled
away.
it because I very recently like noticed again just how much darker mine is than the rest of my skin
This is
tone.
like being on a hunting trip with your weird buddy.
Yep.
I just imagine you constantly talking about this shit while I'm tracking this turkey.
So like mine is notably darker than the rest of my skin.
All right, Hank, give it a rest. I think you've had enough beer.
And obviously apparently it's normal. And I was curious, is yours normal or is yours messed up?
You're gonna scare the turkey, Hank.
I don't give a fuck about that turkey. Gobble gobble.
I know it's been difficult since Brenda left, but you've got to stop doing this.
Look, Brenda can go suck a goose.
That's why she left. Where's the fucking
Yeah.
turkey gone?
She wishes she could suck a
Where's
goose.
the turkey gone? There's the turkey gone.
Do you know what that song's about?
Where's your mama gone? A disappearing woman.
And also a disappearing man.
But Bible John.
The mum and dad walk out on this kid.
Where's your mama? Where's your mama?
Liver, stomach, nice shot.
Thank you.
What did you have for tea tonight? Chinese again.
Yeah,
Yeah, saving your money, but you still have a Chinese every
Well, I
week.
am. I mean, it's going to be dropped. That's my little luxury, for now. It'll be dropped when I move into my own place because it's not. It's too expensive. I could do. You know, I could get more bang for my buck, which is a
I could
shame. But
do so much more.
I'm going to change it to a meal deal. I think considerably cheaper.
Are you paid weekly or monthly?
Monthly.
Okay, because I was like, if you're weekly, it would make sense that you'd have a weekly treat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense if you're monthly as well, but I figured it would make more sense
Well,
if
I
you're
don't,
weekly.
hello, bison. Well, bison.
Vixen. I I'm I'm ordering a curry tomorrow night as part of our anniversary celebrationary meal.
Oh, whose anniversary?
It would be mine. 5 years, you know.
Good. Gosh.
Yeah, I mean 5 years on Tuesday, but we're doing the thing tomorrow night because it's a Friday and it makes sense. No, 5 years on Monday. Sorry.
Come back and face me, you coward.
So we're going to order curry,
Lovely.
which would be nice. Should I
Well,
take curry lesser?
that's nice.
And yeah, but no, for tea tonight I had it was from Aldi and they called it steak hash,
Right.
which is bits of beef in some gravy with some potato and some onion. It was actually really nice. Not very filling, not for a fat bastard like me.
Aha!
Vital organ.
That's always.
You got to have it along, surely.
Yeah, I mean,
Do bison have four stomachs like normal cows?
those are big lungs. I don't think so.
Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not a
Possibly.
bison expert. It's only low bleed rate, right?
Yes, but you've got to factor it. I mean, their health will drop more because I hit a vital organ. You know, there's not an awful lot of bleeding because the bullets won't penetrate so far. I checked this. I thought it was the gun that you that told you what level it would take out, but the bullets are important for that.
Okay.
Um,
You want to get yourself a 50 cal?
well, you can get like nitro, express nitro bullets, which is what was used in Jurassic Park: The Lost World. When
What you really? Well, is that the one with Pete Postlethwaite?
Pete Postlethwaite, yeah, he played Roland Tembo, who I will argue was the best Jurassic Park character, and he wanted to hunt a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that's what he brought. He brought an elephant gun and Nitro Express cartridges, which would probably do it. There she is.
Well, I'm not an expert in dinosaur hunting. I know sometimes they get on a train. What did you hit? Skull, pelvis. I misread that as penis at first.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I got a lung. I also got a liver as well, which helped.
Does it help a lot, the liver?
Well, every little helps. There's another one. Fucking everywhere.
I wish I'd stop. They don't clean up the mess afterwards. See, I left it a perfect gap between that and the.
See, look how slow they are. If that was any other animal, it would be gone by the time I got here. Okay, cool. Hmm.
So yes, I've been playing Cyberpunk again recently. Have you ever played Cyberpunk?
No, I haven't. I heard middling things about it.
It depends when you heard them as to
Well, there
how
was a
accurate
lot of hype,
that
I
was.
seem to recall, and then it came out, and people. I think it was like bugs. And when there were lots of bugs, like update
PlayStation were
issues.
giving out automatic refunds to anyone who wanted them, which
Oh,
is not something that games companies do very often.
it's not a good sign, is it? Was there another game that got that as well? That we were talking about too.
Yeah, the day before I think is another one.
Yeah, that game that promised more than it delivered by a long
Yeah.
way.
Now you see, I played Cyberpunk after they'd fixed it, and there's
Right.
still the odd problem, but for the most part, it's a perfectly reasonable game at this point. And so much so that like it's basically a fixed game. It's better than some of the games that are supposedly ready at release.
Hmm.
but it was made by the same people who made The Witcher.
Right.
At least the third Witcher game. I don't know if they made the other two as well. And the third Witcher game is highly regarded as a fantastic game.
Mm.
I've never played it myself. I keep meaning to, but I want to play the other two first. And it's one of them things where it's all gone a bit pear shaped for them at first, and now we've sort of come around. They did a new thing last year, like a proper DLC, a paid DLC, the first one, with Idris Elba,
Mm.
which nearly won an award. By which I mean it was nominated for an award. So yeah, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it as a game. It's one of the reasons I went back to it. If it didn't take so long to get through the introductory section, I'd consider doing it on this. But like I over the last few days, I've played the prologue, as it were, before you can really go around and do what you want, and it took 5.5 hours. And it's like we'd be talking like 4 videos just to actually get to play the game.
Oh, I can get this fucker. Oh, I don't think I can get this fucker.
You got like 3 there, though, maybe 4.
Yeah, they're going too far away, but I know where they're going. I could have sworn I hit that other one. Oh, I did get another one.
No, that's just roadkill.
I had a roast on Sunday. I've got the
Yes, you
house
told
to
me what you were going
myself.
to.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah,
I had a roast on Sunday.
you told me you were going to treat yourself to a roast because you were going to finish this video.
Yeah, and I sort of did. Not on the day, which is a shame, but I checked it and there was some fucking frame gaps, which was really annoying, and you know, I had to fiddle about with it, but it's done now. Anyway, I had this roast, and I ate too much. Way too much. Like, I was so stuffed the next day. That was not a good morning. For a couple of reasons. But I was just so full of food. I had a big roast, and then I left it like an hour or so, and then I had an apple strudel and ice cream.
Yeah.
And I left it a while, and then I had a little package, so I had a box of cereal.
Like a little box.
Well, it was crunchy nut clusters, which don't come in particularly big bags.
No, but the box is a normal size box, but the bags are a bit lacking.
Yeah, it was one of those bag things.
Okay. Because like if you tell someone you had a box of cereal, you either want it to be one of those little multi-pack boxes,
it wasn't like a bit.
or they've eaten a lot of cereal.
Yeah. But I suffice to say I ate a lot, more than I've eaten in a very, very long time.
Yeah, you see, despite my fatness, I don't actually eat all that much. It's just not good for me, and I don't do enough physical activity. I was genuinely looking at exercise bikes earlier.
How much are they?
Well, depending on what you want, you can get them for like 200 quid.
200 quid?
You can get an exercise bike for 200 quid.
You must be able to get one for cheaper than that.
You probably can. Well, I mean, there were some for like 120, but they didn't look like actual exercise bikes. They looked a bit weird.
You just need and I can't imagine you could get one for cheaper than that, I'm sure.
Probably could get one cheaper than that, but I was looking at. I was on Amazon just for the sake of having a look.
Well,
And
it might be worth doing it. I'm looking to get back into doing my weights again.
My issue is space. I'm in a flat, if you remember.
Well, yeah, I'll have to see when I get my place how much space I've got, but who knows? It could well be worth it. You know, now you don't really know the extent of this because you and I have not seen one another in quite some time. But my hairline is receding at a dramatic rate.
It was last time I saw.
Yes. So every now and then I catch myself in the mirror and I think, fucking hell, my forehead is massive.
Ah, so you wish you had Steve Harrington hair as well.
I do miss my hair, but, you know, genetically speaking, the odds were always against me.
Yeah, there's
And
the,
I'm not necessarily against losing my hair. The issue is I'm also quite skinny in the arms, and it occurred to me that that's not a great combination. And really, I probably ought to change my look, and part of that would be bulking up a bit. Because believe it or not,
mm,
I actually have quite a good build.
I don't believe it.
I'm broad. You see, I've got a broad build. You know, I
Broadsword.
have my father's rugby playing build, or general outlook. Of course, I've wasted it.
As you do.
In the hands of someone who knew what they were doing, my body could be quite something. Unfortunately, I
Yes,
don't know
I'll
what
take
I'm
your word for
doing.
it.
Um, what did you say? What was that mean little comment?
I said I'll take your word for it.
Okay, but
Well,
yeah.
that's not necessarily mean comment. It's a assurance you probably know what you're talking about when it comes to your body more than I do.
All right, fair enough. But
But I don't
yes,
necessarily believe you either.
I must get back into that. I've been saying that for months now. I keep saying this weekend I'll do it. This weekend, of course, I can never be fucking arsed. But I know what
There's
I need to
only
do. I just need to push myself, and I've done it before, and I have I've seen the results. They're not spectacular, but they're evident.
there is only really one place where I could put a exercise bike in this flat, and
Is it your
there's stuff
child's
there.
bedroom?
There's stuff I would need to. I'd have to move stuff in order to. It'd be in the living room. I don't really spend all that much time in the living room. Most of my time at home is here in this very room, which is my bedroom and my workspace.
Well, I think it would be a good idea to invest in one for you and me both. Me when I've got my
Again,
own place. We are
it's
getting to that age where I think we both need to start thinking about our health
as
a bit
soon as
more.
I'm at a point where I don't have to be quite so actively involved in the childcare of my son.
When's that?
Mid-teens, early teens.
Gosh, that's not too far off.
No, it's not, is it? We're talking. I'd be 35, I think, before I'd feel comfortable with
He'll be
letting him.
9 this year.
Yeah, I think 35 for me is a
Gosh.
point at which I would feel comfortable with him being, you know.
How are you feeling about him being a teenager?
Well, I've still got a few years to go, so I'm not that stressed about it just yet. I know that the age he's at now is the age I was at when I first had when my sisters were born.
Uh,
So I sort of remember what I was like at that point, and yeah, a bit weird,
oh,
I guess.
golly.
Where's the cat? I wonder. If I make that noise, he normally turns up very quickly. Oh, here he is. Hello, cat.
I wish I
You
was a
gonna?
cat.
You don't wish you were this cat.
I mean,
What are you
that is.
doing?
I mean, we've spoken about it before. That is like the ideal reincarnation retirement, isn't it?
Yeah,
If I die and I get reincarnated as a cat in the countryside, I'll know I've done a good job, and I'll just enjoy. How long do they live? Like 15 years, something like that.
if they're looked after.
I'll enjoy, 10 to 15 years of just lazing by the fire. What a life!
He's currently sat on me. Oh no! Don't run away! Oh, stupid cat. He was when I started talking. He was basically stood on me.
What's his name? Duncan?
Elijah.
Elijah?
Where the fuck did Duncan come from?
I don't know. Seems like a common name for a cat.
Fucking stupid name for a cat.
Oi! You
It
watch it.
is. It's a stupid name for a cat.
No, it's not.
Elijah's a bit of a stupid name, but I didn't name him.
Well, I think Duncan's a if there is a stupid name for a cat.
Of course there is.
It's not a
Fido.
person. He's not going to fill out a job
Fido.
description.
Fido would be a stupid name for a cat.
I suppose. I mean, it's not.
Gromit.
When's the last time anybody named a dog Fido?
I don't know, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's the go-to name for a dog. Even though you don't ever call it that. It's like,
Fido, Rover, Duncan.
why is there even
I
Duncan?
don't fucking know.
Have you got a romantic connection to someone called Duncan all of a sudden?
No.
Are you suddenly a big fan of Blue?
No.
Have you been watching Dune
Or Dragon's Den.
or Dragon's Den?
Duncan Valentine.
Have you been watching? Have you been watching Dune? Is that it?
No.
Okay, because there was Duncan in that. It was Duncan, Idaho.
Where am I? Near the end of the map.
How long have we been going? It's got to be getting on now.
Well, I reckon about almost an hour.
Really? Is that it? Actually, I tell you what, I can check something.
Yeah.
Properties. When was that last edited? The file that I saved
Mhm.
for my recording was last edited at 22:06, which will be when it was finished. So we've been going for about an hour. Well, not an hour 15, about an hour 10.
Well,
Because obviously we stopped. We didn't go straight away because I had my toilet break, didn't I?
let me head back to my favourite hunting ground and see if I can shoot one more thing. And we'll call it. I will take you to the hunting lodge because I've done
Or was that what you call the bar these days?
one of those multi trophy things.
Hmm.
Which I think is pretty cool. There's so many bases for trophies in those that African and that English manor trophy lodge. So yeah, I'm just
In
sort
an
of
English country, garden.
chilling and killing stuff, and we'll see what happens.
Oh,
If there's even anything to kill around here.
Mine was 41 minutes before editing.
Gosh.
Yeah, crikey. Just think though, if I'd done an extra shit, we'd be 40 minutes from now, and it'd be 12 o'clock, and you'd not even be wrapping up yet.
Well,
This is a consequence of your turning up late than normal.
yeah, but I mean, we also sort of overran on the first video.
Not that long. We were doing hour and a half long videos.
Mm.
You've gotten complacent, is what's happened.
What do you mean?
You think you can take me for granted
I
just because I'll be here, just because I've got nothing better to do.
I absolutely do not.
Yeah, liar. You'd miss me if I was gone.
Yeah,
Maybe I
would.
will leave.
I hope you don't. I don't think you will.
I haven't got the patience to sort anything else out.
Well, I think yeah, whatever.
This latest bloody setback with a Formula One thing nearly made me pack that in before it's even started.
Don't.
But I decided I'm gonna try my alternate plan, which is both simpler and a bit more complicated. But I'll make it work. All will be well. I just wish I was better at the game. But I suppose that'll be part of the amusement.
Maybe, I don't know.
That I'm bad at it.
Well, I think the thing about these things is you do get better.
Oh, I hope so.
I mean, I've only ever gotten better. You know, my first videos had sound issues and all sorts, but
Well, it's not a recording quality that I'm that fussed about.
after a while, you sort of pick it up, and I'm only ever going to continue to get better, which is always promising.
It's not the recording quality that I'm fussed about, or even the videos themselves. It's more of a I'm not very good at the game, the driving aspect of it, and hopefully I will get better at that. But it's getting dark.
What is?
Darker on your screen.
It's only half 10.
It was darker than it was.
That's because,
Second.
well, the cloud.
Well, yeah, but I noticed it, did I?
Yeah.
You didn't seem to notice. You're not taking in your full surroundings, are you?
Where is the bugger?
I don't know.
Well, hopefully I can get it if it runs off.
At some point soon, I need to take a look at the songs for the next music piece as well that I'm going to do, because I've not started that yet. I've got 20 days to.
How many views do those things get?
Not very many. I am absolutely just doing it for me at this stage.
Wow.
I want to know what the results are going to be. It's easier for me to tackle it like this than it is for me to try and cram it all out in like a day or something. Which I could probably do. I could do it for my own benefit in the course of like a day. Because I can listen to a song and give it a number. It's for formulating what takes for time.
I
The
forgot.
reasons why.
Fuck. Oh well, I got it.
What happened to being patient?
Bollocks, you're getting sleepy.
Well, that's sleepy. I'm mostly wondering I'm going to get another episode in tonight.
Drunk Hank wants to go to bed. So you're enjoying Batman Brave and the Bold? Batman the Animated Series?
No, it would be strange. It would be Stranger Things,
Stranger Things?
which would be a longer
Also not the question
watch.
I asked, but hey ho. Are you enjoying Batman?
The animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been alright. Saw the first episode with Harley Quinn in it the other night.
Is that the one where she introduces the psychiatrist in Arkham?
No, she was
Oh,
just helping him out with something.
wait,
The
is she a
she's
villain?
already Harley. She's already yeah.
I think it's a flashback. I only really know of it because Doug Walker, famously the nostalgia critic, did a top 11 Batman the Animated Series episodes, and there looks like there's some interesting ones. There's one where Harley Quinn tries to reform and Batman helps her, and one where the Penguin does the same.
In this one, someone got shitty with the Joker's driving whilst they were on a freeway, and to let him off for having gotten shitty with him, the Joker was like, "I'll just call in a favor at some point in the future."
Right.
And 2 years later, he called in a favor, and the episode is about this man dealing with that situation.
There's a very interesting episode where basically this mook, this goon, who's like famously incompetent, appears to have accidentally killed Batman.
Okay.
And he gains a reputation as the man who killed Batman.
Oh, great.
And like, there's bigger thugs who want to beat him up because if they kill the guy who killed Batman, there'll be something.
Yeah.
And the Joker is pissed off because the fun's all gone.
Yeah.
And, yes. So this is my multi one.
I have a little bit more on the Batman thing.
Okay. Well.
That particular episode, there's a scene where Harley, not in the get-up, in the Jester Harley Quinn look,
Yeah.
collects the bloke from an airport.
Yeah. Okay.
And in the very next scene, when they are arriving at the Joker's base, she's dressed up like the typical Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Which means at some
They
point
got
on the
dressed in the
journey,
car. They stopped.
at some point she did the whole change, including the makeup. It's like, what the fuck? But I noticed it, and I thought it was worth mentioning. It amused me.
Oh yes, here's my. I've got a doggy somewhere apparently.
I bet you're really proud of it, aren't you?
Proud of what?
Your lions.
Yes, I'm like a rich dentist.
Because you must be filled with pride.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it was. It was difficult tracking them. They do this thing where they chase, and they don't chase you, but they just sort of run about, and they can go hundreds of meters. It's difficult to keep up.
I can go hundreds of meters, Ben.
Yeah, but like running.
Yeah, I can go hundreds of meters running.
Yeah, but you're quite slow in this game because you're carrying loads of stuff, like
the
weight of the guilt of killing all those animals.
Oh yeah, I haven't got that killed because I'm shit at it. I killed a rabbit and that's it.
Yeah, well. Africa. I had these chairs when I went to the Maldives. I used to sit and have a ciggy.
I filmed part of Rogue One at the Maldives.
It's a lovely place. You should go.
I can't afford it.
Well. Bye.
Oh, bye everyone.